And welcome back to episode 6. You join me while I am absolutely demonstrating the ridiculous overpoweredness of this armour. Skeletons just can't hurt me. I'm not going to try a creeper, admittedly, but this is somewhat ridiculous. Oh, there we go. Taking a little bit of damage at last. Alright, let's... Physics all over the place. Let's eat to replenish my hunger. Deal with you. Deal with you. Ooh, slow down and stutter. That's never good. There we go. Yeah, I would say the fact that mobs just really do not do damage is fantastic. So, loving the new armour. I did have a quick look and see whether it was particularly OP for Weapon Blade. It's 5.8 attack compared to the 4 of the sword that I've got at the moment, so it's not a massive increase. I have, however, crafted a silver sword blade, which we're going to go and put on, because silver being good against undead. Not too bothered about magnetic, but increasing from 5.95 overall to 7.05 and getting a +5 against undead is going to be pretty good. Right, let's... I've gone ahead and made the kinetic dynamo with all the many crafting stages that had, and the windmill in between. What we now need to do is make ourselves our first capacitor. We are also going to need some more cabling, as we need to run cable from the connected dynamo to the capacitor, wherever we end up putting that. Let's just go and put this food stuff away that we don't need. I also used the leftover wood to make an engineer's workbench, which takes schematics and will let us make a few different bits and pieces. We'll show that off later. Probably not this episode, as it'll be a while until I can really utilise them. Right, what did I need? I need some hemp fibre. Four wheel's going to be enough. What else? A stick. Right, so to start off with, we have to beat the copper ingots into copper plates, consume some durability on the hammer. We then cut the things into wire with the engineer's wire cutters. Could also use shears, but the engineer's wire cutter looks cooler. And then we get the LV wire coil. Now we want to turn that into insulated LV wire coil so we don't electrocute ourselves every time we go near the thing. And for that, I'm going to need one more stick. Move that, and we get our insulated wire coil. We're also going to need anchor points. We're going to need these wire connectors and wire relays, which actually require terracotta, which I had not sorted out. So I need 5 bits of copper, which is nice and simple. And then we need 6 total bits of terracotta. So let's cook up 8 pieces for now. Don't need any more of that for now. I also made myself a wooden post because they're really nice and decorative. I really like how they look, which you'll see momentarily. So I can use the first 2 for the relays. Need 3 more. Right, so we're going to put it up on there, we're going to bring it across and then bring it straight down. So here, Seems good. Yeah, that will do. So while that's up into the wall, where'd that go? There it is. Alright, let's place that there. This, by the way, is purely temporary in its placement. It needs a much larger area than it's going to get down here, but we need to look for where it can go. It's good enough in its positioning for the basic stuff we're going to need to do with it to start with, but it's going to need to be moved very quickly. So the capacitor has an input side. You can see up in the top left it's saying facing side input, and then no connections on the others, but hitting it with a hammer can turn it into whatever we need. So output sides for power and the like. So it being in the middle of the room, kind of annoying, but we'll find better homes for things gradually. For the moment, I just want to get that started as far as storing powers goes. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Wire connectors. These are the important ones because these are the ones that go on machines, and then the relays go between machines. Connectors can only have one wire attached to them. Relays can have a few. So it lets you bundle things up. So let's go and get this into place. Do-do-do. So we're going to have our wooden posts. See, nice and aesthetic. I really do love the immersive engineering aesthetic. It is so pretty. Need some dirt to stand on. Right. And then we want to put our kinetic dynamo down. Just use the hammer to rotate it. Yeah, we'll have it facing this way because we're going to want to put... I think this only takes a connector off the top. I'm not 100% sure on that actually, it's been a while. Let's try it off the back, just in case this works, because that will save a lot of time if it does. So put our windmill down. And then we're going to need to click on that. We're going to need to take the dirt blocks out, but we'll deal with that in a moment. We'll just put that there for the second. Can we link it down? Yes, we can. Excellent. That saves a lot of bother. And then connect that one to that one. Right. Let's just quickly back up the hill. And let's see whether it can actually output the back. Is there something else blocking this? Is that torch counters blocking this? Yes, the torch counter is blocking it. Right. So that looks like it's transmitting power. Should be everything we need to do for that then. Double check that the battery is gaining it. Yes, it is. Excellent. It's very messy. It doesn't look particularly nice right now. We'll deal with making that prettier later. We'll put something above here, like reaching out from the side to hold the relay. I mean, for the matter that this won't be its final position, and the windmill really is quite a temporary power source. It's quite low. In the amount of power it generates, so it's not going to be our long-term plan. So let's just put those away over here for the now. And all that jumping around has hit my saturation, so let's just pop those in there for the moment. Okay. So that works nicely. So we can upgrade the windmill to a slightly better one using these windmill sails. Just a lot of tough fabric, which the hemp fibres around a stick. You can see why we needed the large farm. So all of these are going to serve a purpose. So what we will use that power for to start with is probably going to be basic smelting. And we obviously have the smeltery itself for our ore doubling, but when we're cooking up things like stone or bricks, don't really want to keep having to use coal from a furnace. What we can do instead is get an external heater, a bit of copper, a bit of iron investment, single piece of redstone, and that will take power from our battery here, and if it place a furnace next to it, would then heat that furnace. Very useful for meaning we don't go through our coal, and we can instead use that in our coal coke oven to turn it into coal coke for the much better fuel source that it becomes. So very, very worthwhile. So the next part, while that's kind of cooking up, we need nighttime to happen, which it's late afternoon, so not quite yet. Let's make some of those panels then for the now. Five. It's not a good maths. Yeah. So that gets 5 of them. Yeah. Not using the hemp fibres for anything else right now. So 6 is good progress. Only needs 2 more, but I'm a little bit short because I've not been harvesting that anywhere near as frequently as I should have been. Never mind. Then to apply the windmill size, just go and click on your windmill and it upgrades. You can see it's spinning faster, which means it'll be producing more RF. You can obviously clearly just walk through this, doesn't hurt at all. So we're now getting 28 per tick, which will be going down into the battery, which is perfect. So now we need to do an expedition. Oh, beautiful. I was thinking I was going to have to go wandering for quite some time, but if you see these particles that are just coming up from right underneath my base, this shows the presence of a rock crystal. I mean, I should probably just do this. And it'll be down at like bedrock level, like ridiculously low down. Might be 1, might be 2 pieces. But that's the part that is going to be necessary to get us into the next stages of Astral Sorcery. It's useful to have a few of these. So we're going to go wandering around. You can only see these glimmers when you've got your resonating wand in hand and it's night time, because Astral Sorcery requires everything to be done at night for the most part. So helpful. So here, quick one, crystal 2, level 5. So it might not be Y level 5. It might be like anywhere between 3 and I think 7 is the top spawn. Oh yeah, 2 swing to... Whoa, baby skeleton. You're obnoxious. I said baby zombies are bad, baby skeletons are even worse. Right, yeah, you can see how quickly this sword deals with undead mobs. You see that debuff from the holy effects, it's absolutely great. Always try and get the crits in. Yeah, so we're going to wander around a little bit. We're going to see if we can find ourselves some more crystals. Wow. Creeper crept up right behind me and I took very, very little. I adore this armor. It's just so good. Osmium is clearly overpowered, but hey, survivability is very, very useful. We'll deal with putting some modifiers on this at some point soon. The saturation has worn off. Oh, long grass is such a pain in the ass. There we go. Right, some more crystal. Oh, 2 skeletons. So we want to level up the sword as well, so it can take some more enhancements. Because when we get to the Nether, which is probably going to be happening a little bit later, maybe this episode, maybe the beginning of the next one. Ooh, which you're someone I always hate tangoing with. Nope, slowed. We're not escaping. Oh, and a poison. Lovely. You're not undead though, which is a pain. I haven't seen any cows around. Must try and get me some cows nearby. Right. So let's quickly tag this crystal area. There's a couple here. Oh, another baby skeleton. What is with these baby skeletons? Where did they come from? I'm sure. Ah, they're from Mechanism. Right, okay. Word to the wise. Be careful which mods you put on. So crystal 3, level 5. The reason I'm putting the Y level on, in case you're wondering, is so that I can put the beacons on and I can see it underground a little bit more clearly. Yeah, let's deal with that creeper before we tag this. Okay, and tag this one. Yeah, so you can put the 4? We had 4? Yeah, 4. Check. So you can put the waypoint beacons on and then you'll actually be able to see it while you're walking around underground a bit better. Right, now can we find where that Enderman went to? I can hear it. There you are, right. Ultimate test of the armour. Oh, you know, my ability to use the sword. God, they are so loud. Should probably turn the volume down on mobs. Let's do that very quickly. Hostile creatures, 20%. Thing is, I would want to be able to hear creepers and skeletons nearby, but I don't want you guys to be deafened by Enderman sounds when we're killing them. Haha. You don't like water. Haha. Oh, no, spider, go away. Yay, ender pearls. Ender pearls are something we need a fair bit of, so I'm also not averse to taking cheap ways of killing Endermen by going for a swim. And we are going through our stir fries pretty quickly, but that's fine. It does literally grow in a bush. Well, several bushes. Right. Yeah, I think the decent amount of astral parts found. We'll hold on to those, and I think we will dig those up between, or probably for the start of the next episode. I'll dig around until I get close to them, and then I'll show you what it all looks like underground. Always make sure you've got plenty of inventory space. That's the one thing I am going to say if you go looking for these, because you don't always only get one and they don't stack, so it's very important to make sure you're not going to be running out of space when you get there. Anyway, I think setting that up and getting the next thing into place is enough for this one. We'll carry on leveling the sword, mining out those crystals, and we'll see about going to the nether to start getting some more enhancement materials next time. So thank you for joining me, and I will catch you then.